Hi everyone. I wanted to come on and talk a bit about the difference between B2C and B2B marketing. Not really from a high level. Obviously, B2B is business to business, and B2C is business to customer, client, whatever. There's a weird one in the middle where you're kind of a bit of both, but I don't have a huge amount of experience in that, so I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, I wanted to kind of discuss. I know I've had a few people, I'm dealing with a couple of clients at the moment who they have a team who has a lot of business to client experience, and they're trying to make that transition to become B2B and do more services, and collaborations and things like that. And I do think that there are some really key differences between what you're doing when you're marketing to customers versus what you're doing when you're marketing to businesses. I've pretty much only ever done business to business marketing, so I feel like I've sort of 9 years of experience now. I feel like I've got a fairly good grasp. But the key one for me is the way businesses behave is entirely different to the way customers behave. Now, obviously, money is into it, the pricing of things, and all that is sort of the same. You want to make sure that you've got a high value proposition. You want to make sure that you are offering, decent pricing and incentives and things like that. But there's other sides to it that aren't clear all the time. So with business to business marketing, you have different channels that you use. For a start, it's highly unlikely, depending on the industry that you're in, but it's highly unlikely you're going to be selling on Facebook through Facebook ads necessarily, unless you have a very clear and deep sort of rooted and you can easily target. You're going to be throwing money away. It's more about reaching out to people. So a lot of businesses, obviously, they get a lot of proposals every day. The bigger the business, the harder it is to actually get hold of someone at a high level that you actually need to speak to. And when you do, it could be 10 minutes, it could be like nothing. So you've got to really make an impression, really make an impact. I think in B2B marketing, more than anything else, so things like a managed service provider, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be doing that to another business. You don't want to be on Facebook sharing content that is about how you support necessarily, because that's something that a user is interested in, how in the experience that they're going to get. A lot of the time the user experience is part of it, but it's not the fundamental driver. So for businesses, for example, you need to think about your messaging in terms of a business is going to want, operational efficiency. A business is going to want to lower their costs. A business is going to want to, improve ROI, or they're going to want to, some businesses do. They want to improve the customer service or the way they are perceived in the business. So all of these things kind of take precedent over price, and price can kind of be a deciding factor, but it's not the only factor. Now, I know plenty of managed service providers who have just tried to sort of undercut on price, and they've almost automatically been dismissed from the pile. So I've seen it in recruitment. I've seen it in IT managers who are actually in the business and they're looking for managed service providers, or they're looking for tech providers, and they see the cheapest and they see the most expensive, and they immediately just take those out. You can't do much about, you don't necessarily know where you benchmark in the pile that they've got in front of them, but if you focus on the issues and the challenges more than price and product and stuff like that, you need to make sure you've got a value proposition, and that will be proven if you've already got clients. So it's just a matter of speaking to the messaging that they want. How can you go into their business? And it's the same for all B2B businesses. How can you go into their business? How can you make it better? What is the number one value that you're going to provide? And in talking about it from a strategic point of view rather than just a product point of view. Now, that's not to say B2C marketing isn't difficult, and it comes with its own set of challenges, and the way you approach B2C marketing is a lot different, and funnels and things like that. But often with B2B, the most success that I've seen, it has been with outreach and with things that are more engaging necessarily than posting. So, for example, I'm posting now. This is informative, this is brand building, but I don't get my clients, well, I do get some clients, but I don't get all of my clients through social media and outreach and things like that. I go to them, or I am referred, and I do that because of the way that I market myself. So in the sort of tech world and in managed service providers and things like that, a lot of it is going to be who you know. and connecting with, let's say you work in hospitality or you cater to hospitality businesses. So you connect with hospitality, managers or operations managers on LinkedIn, and then you want to start posting content that they want. So if the person that you normally engage with is an operations manager, you're going to want to post content that an operations manager is going to see and go, we need that in our business. Not necessarily how to protect your business from cyber attacks, which you can do if you're predominantly cyber based, but it's more about going, right, this is the benefits that we can provide your business. And if you have data to back that up, and you have statistics to back that up, and proof and social content and things like that, social proof, sorry, then yeah, that all ties in together. But I would say try to get out of the mindset of an individual buyer and start looking at it from, a holistic sort of business point of view. I think that's the number one mistake that B2B businesses make, especially on social media. A lot of their content is, how to make a secure password, how to, do stuff like that. Unless you are a unless you're a company selling a password solution, I don't think many of them care, and a lot of them probably still have password 1234 as their password. So yeah, hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to delve a little bit more into it if you let me know what the kind of things you're looking for. But yeah, I think definitely take a step back and reevaluate the type of content that you're putting out and seeing whether that would appeal to the people that you're already speaking to. If you have clients, then focus on what they're talking to you about, listen to them, and try not to worry too much about what's going on social media at the moment. A lot of the time competitors can get it wrong, and then we're all in the same hole. So yeah, hopefully this has been helpful, and I'll speak to you all soon.